grieving families, Association of Victims, Prime Minister, ministers, His Worship the Mayor, members of Parliament, including Anna Roberts and my own Deputy Conservative Leader, Melissa Landsman. 3 years ago today, a flight started just like any other, but ended like no other. The lives of 176 innocent, brilliant people brought to a tragic end. One great maxim is that every human life is its own universe. And in their universes were brothers, sisters, children, parents, friends, most of all, mothers. We see those mothers here today. We think of 176 mothers, many of whom would have buried their faces in their hands in the unmatched agony of losing a child. 85 of those souls were Canadians, either citizens or permanent residents. They were our people. Our duty to honor their memory and to ensure that justice is served in their murder. Today, His Majesty's loyal opposition stands with all of you, with all Canadians of all political stripes, in pursuit of that justice. And we are indeed pleased that finally the wheels of justice have begun slowly to turn. But there remains more to do. Let us be honest. It is important, and we support imposing sanctions, but we must enforce those sanctions. We must ensure that everyone on that list is actually punished. We must ensure that every member of the regime, right up to the very top, both the political and the religious leaders, are added to the list of the sanction. It is good to call out the IRGC as an evil terrorist organization, but it is appalling that today, 3 years after this organization murdered 85 of our own people, it is perfectly legal in Canada for this organization to operate. We must ban the IRGC as a terrorist organization now. It is outrageous that our own citizens, our people in this country, feel afraid to go out into their neighborhoods, that they have gone into gyms and seen a police chief from Tehran who is in charge of the Tehran police force when that organization killed a Canadian woman, Zara Kazemi. It is an outrage. It is an outrage that members of Parliament receive phone calls from their constituents who tell them that they are afraid to live in their own homes because individuals linked to the regime or perhaps directly involved in perpetrating crimes in Iran are now living safely here and enjoying the plunder that they stole from the Iranian people. And we, as the official opposition, call for criminal investigations to identify and, where possible, expel from Canada anyone who is linked to these actions. And we need stronger laws to end foreign interference in this country. Powerful foreign regimes use agents here on the ground to terrorize the diaspora populations and influence our politics. They must be called out, they must be prosecuted, and they must be expelled from our country so diaspora populations can feel safe here in their new homeland. And we must push harder and further at all international fora to prosecute the criminals and to hold them accountable, both in our words and in our deeds. Only when all those who were part of this mass murder are prosecuted will justice in this case be done. But this case is only one example of this regime's many crimes that span multiple decades. We, as His Majesty's loyal opposition, believe that justice will only be done when there is a new and democratic regime in Iran that represents the Iranian people. The values for which you strive, they are not just Canadian values or Iranian values or American or English values. These are human values. The values of woman, life, freedom, these values of individual dignity, the right to speak without fear, these are inscribed on every single human heart. It is our duty as Canadians to lock arms with all of you and with people all around the world to bring about that day when the people of Iran are able to live up to the full splendor of their potential, to live in a free land where they have the self-determination to decide for themselves. That day, and only that day, will justice truly have been done for the 176 victims and for the countless other people imprisoned under this regime. Let us continue. Let us go forward with hope and optimism that that change is possible. Let us bring democracy to the peoples of the world, and let us free Iran. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.